Demonstration because a lot of people are interested in what we are doing here tonight. What was that? What is going on here?
Well, I mean, he has a fantasy there, but David...
This time.
The Greeks, the Italians, the Romans, they never had cosmetics then, so they had to make their own cosmetic.
Yeah.
So today I have something which comes from many, many years ago that used to be a beautiful mouth freshener. And what you do, you know how you spend a lot of money to gargle on something and you really spit it out because it tastes very bad?
Makes you woozy and lightheaded.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you, to get that, hold that for me, please.
Oh, hold that for you, sure.
Please.
So this is from the time of Cleopatra,
exactly.
the Queen of the Nile, wasn't
exactly.
she?
They used to put some sherry.
A little sherry?
A little sherry.
But is that, what kind of an accent do we have there, Riquette? Is that French?
It is French, but I speak 5 languages.
Oh, really? What 5 do you speak?
I speak French, Arabic, Spanish, Italian, English, and a little bit of everything else.
That's very good. Very impressive.
Thank you. Now, this is gloves. See, I studied all over the world, so as a result, I had to learn the language
well,
to
that makes perfect sense, yeah.
Yes. So, this is gloves. And
some cloves and some sherry.
Some cloves, some sherry, some nutmeg. And we're going to put some cinnamon. And then we're going to put few
I don't
drops.
want to interrupt anything here, but I can see right down your dress.
Okay.
I know that's an impolite thing to say, but I just thought somebody ought to mention it.
Okay.
Before you get on a bus later, you know. And...
Before you kiss me, I would like to drink that now.
Well, I don't want to drink it because it has alcohol in it, and I'll go nuts.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I'll just taste it and then spit it out.
Please, could you? And then we can spit it out right in here. Exactly. Now, you've got to admit, it does taste good, right? Because the sherry is an antiseptic. All right. The nutmeg. Now you can kiss me.
Well, sure, I guess. Oh, there we go.
Now, not
that really is good. I mean,
Isn't it really
it's
good?
refreshing. It certainly is.
So whenever I used to buy all those things and I used to really gargle, my kiss or that?
No, well, both, of course.
Okay. Now, what we used to do instead of gargling and getting sick, that is absolutely
Paul,
perfect.
you ought to try some of this. This is really a ha-hoom, one of those.
Isn't it? Now,
wow, it opens up your sinuses and so forth.
Now, what we're going to do, not that you have any flabby skin or that I have any flabby skin, but we're going to use some...
How much time do we have here? About 15 seconds, and then she coming back, or is that it? Huh? She is coming back. All right.
So we have
I didn't go to the meeting today, so I don't know.
So we have some caviar, which is made out of fish. It is wonderful. This is
not
for
exactly made
skin.
out of fish. It's fish eggs.
It's fish eggs, exactly. So we have some caviar, and we're going to add some whiskey.
East River caviar. That's...
See, you really don't have to spend a fortune in the best caviar. Caviar is caviar, all right?
That's right.
So for
eggs
Sunday brunch, and there is a cosmetic in the market.
When will this wear off exactly?
Now, there is a cosmetic in the market that out of using that, they can charge $80 a jar. So you put caviar and some whiskey. And then...
Well, why do you even need the caviar? I don't...
Because the caviar is made out, it's oil from the fish.
How are we doing here? Okay, we'll do a commercial and then finish this up. We'll be right back here, folks, with the internationally famous... Back to the show. Riquette is here.
That's correct. And in the break, I took off your shoe.
That's right. What are you boiling here, Riquette?
Well, you're going to make your girlfriend her perfume for Christmas.
Oh,
you know how you go out and you spend a fortune on perfume? Well, you can fool her. And for 75 cents, I'm going to show you how you can make a perfume for $40. But first of all, I took your shoes off.
She knows she's really special when you're making her perfume, doesn't she?
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing it.
Are you? It smells very nice. Now, you didn't make that.
I sure did.
Oh, you did not.
I sure did.
Well, that smells very nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it lasts. The beautiful part, when that dries, it dries in a cream form, and then she can put it in here. Also, it's very good if you take a cotton ball, and I really have it right in here. And it really keeps you nice and fresh the whole day. All right?
You may need a whole bale of cotton. Hey, it's a joke. It's just a joke. It's only a joke among friends. Riquette and I go way back, don't we?
Then we should do. Now, during the commercial, I took off your shoes. Now,
right.
I'm going to take off your socks because I'm going to show you how.
Oh, stop it. Stop. We're talking about feet here, all right? Relax.
Okay, we got. Now, you know how it really gets cold in New York City? Do you all get cold feet right in New York City? What you do is you take cayenne pepper.
Oh, don't put that in there.
Honestly. You can put cayenne pepper in your gloves or in your stockings. And what happens when you put it on, it stimulates, it disinfects the feet. Cayenne pepper stimulates, disinfects, and makes you nice and warm.
All right.
All right? So when you do that, then we can put it right on. Feel, David?
Well, it feels like I need to change my socks. Like I've been walking on the beach is what it feels like.
No, you're going to see when you
what
put
do
your
you do for
shoes,
a chest cold?
As a matter of fact, you know, I'm going to show you something for a chest cold and for herpes. Now, if you take the garlic presser...
We only have 2 minutes here, Riquette.
Right. Can you help me? And while you press a garlic in the bowl, I'm going to do something else.
Right.
Just press it in here.
Okay.
I'm going to... That is excellent. If you have children at home, make sure to dilute it with water. If you have a cough, a very bad cough, you mix garlic with honey. You leave it for 2 weeks on a You give for 2 weeks on a windowsill, and what you're going to have...
You leave it for 2 weeks on a windowsill?
2 weeks, honest to God. And every day you add a little bit of honey. This is an excellent anesthetic, stimulant, and at the same time it's an antibiotic.
Right.
All right? So what you do is they can drink it as a cough syrup, but if you put it on the herpes, wherever you have it, you're going to see it's going to really be a natural healer.
Okay. What else do we have here?
And then what we have
now, what are you boiling there? We haven't gotten any of that. We have 1 minute left here, Riquette, and we
This is lettuce. When you boil lettuce in water, it contains opium. So if you take it, you see all the things you can get.
It actually contains opium?
Honestly, opium comes out. If you drink that before you go to sleep, honest to God, you will sleep like a baby. And all it is, it's lettuce with water. And if you're nervous or you had a rough night...
There's actual opium in there?
In the lettuce.
In the lettuce, right.
Lettuce contains opium. I swear, if you drink that before you go to sleep...
Do I have a little taste now?
A little bit. It's just water and lettuce.
Oh! Oh!
It's
hot! Oh, it's scalding hot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you, nuts? What's the deal? Having a little fun.
Okay, now if you do that... Now,
yes,
this is...
We about done? Oh, we're almost done.
Now, this is raw chicken heart.
What kind of chicken heart?
Raw chicken heart.
What do you say? What's the first word?
Raw. Raw. Okay, what happens? Raw, R-A-W.
Raw, okay.
Okay? So,
raw, all right. I'm loaded on opium, what do you want? Okay, quickly, what do you do with the raw chicken?
You eat every night one before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
It is known as a fact. I took one before I came here. It's known for a fact that you totally glow in a week time.
These will make you glow in a week's time?
It will make you, but you have to eat one for a week.
Have to eat one for a week, okay.
Now,
we gotta go, Riquette. You want to eat one for the folks to show them how you...
Sure! À la vôtre.
Whoa! All right. Ooh, look at the glow coming off of her, though. Riquette, nice to see you again. Thank you very much for being here. We have to do a commercial, and we'll be right back.
tomorrow night on Late Night.
Well, well, if it ain't my famous brother.
Nice. That'll be tomorrow. Right on, right on. There's Gabe Pressman. It's Gabe. Soon the audience will be chanting Gabe whenever they see Gabe Pressman. He's a reporter for WNBC here in New York, and he's downtown waiting for a ride home, I guess, isn't he? Our top 10 list tonight from the home office in Milwaukee. By the way, January 1st, they're moving to Scottsdale, Arizona, to a new home office there from Milwaukee. And I think we have a shot of, oh yeah, that's the main lobby. That's Leela Johnson. She is the executive administrator in charge of the move. Tonight's category, top 10 complaints of Trevor Berbick following the Mike Tyson fight Saturday night. Here we go. Number 10, between rounds snack platter, just a bunch of crummy cold cuts. Number 9, couldn't remember whether he was WBC, WBA, or Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion. Number 8, thought he was going to fight Mike Douglas. See, that would be a problem. Number 7, stupid restrictions limited entourage to 100 people. Number 6, couldn't get song Rubber Band Man out of his head. Man. Number 5, hard to find parking space in mall during holiday season. Number 4, keeps confusing himself with Pinklin Thomas and Tony Tubbs. Number 3, fight rules biased against the guy who gets hit the most. Number 2, almost impossible to cash $1 million check at local Rexall. Number 1, the robe he was wearing did not have usual downy, fresh smell. I've been an admirer of my next guest's work ever since he was on the Old Tonight Show with Steve Allen. He has since then played a variety of characters on such shows as Mork and Mindy, and he currently co-stars on Newhart as handyman George Utley. Folks, please welcome Tom Poston. Tom, how are you? So nice to see you. Thank you very much for being here. You know, I think, excuse me, I think that show that you guys do was very funny. I really enjoy watching it.
You know, I know you don't use writers, but if you had writers,
yeah,
they would like the Newhart show.
No, they do. We all get a real kick out of it. You're very funny on it, and he's a very funny man.
Have you ever thought of selling that space between your teeth? You know, you could get an ad in there.
Like a small billboard or something?
Of course. Yeah, you could advertise lots of things.
Okay, Tom.
Okay. Now, if you're mean to me...
No, I'm not going to be mean to you. I started out with a compliment.
I'm going to put on a dress and a wig and silk stockings and let you see my legs because you're so nice to the women on the show.
Well, I try to be nice to everyone.
You were wonderful to Mary Fran.
Well, she was very nice also. The woman who plays Bob Newhart's wife on the show.
Now, I'm gay, so you should be fairly nice to me.
Now, what the hell does that mean exactly?
I know, it's a late night show.
We don't see much of you on other shows besides the Bob Newhart show, and you don't do many talk shows, do you?
I do one show a week. I don't have to do 5 a week.
You're right. You're exactly right. You shouldn't have to do one. And it's a big hit, too.
Are you Johnny or Joan?
I'm Dave.
Which Dave?
Dave. I'm the likable newcomer. I'm Dave. That's right. Yeah.
The tall
Soon
one.
to be America's most beloved television personality. Thank you.
You're the... I think maybe already.
No.
Soon, but soon.
We just get a lovable group of people in there every day. Now, tell me about the time you're on the Mike Douglas show.
Mike Douglas thought he was fighting
around. I'm going right to the heart of these stories.
Okay. Well, it was, it was only funny because Mike gets a little bit far away sometimes when he's doing the interview, and he asked me the question, and I started to tell the story, and Mike said, "Really?" And I looked over, and the producer's got a card, and on it says, "Really?" with a question mark. Mike looks over and says, "Really?" And she says,
Really?
That guy over here's got a card that says really on it.
Yeah.
And he just said really.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of other funny stories. Idiot cards were an invention, I think, of John Barrymore.
Oh, really?
One of
I
the
didn't
great
realize
actors
that.
of all time.
Yeah.
But he lost the short-term ability to remember his lines, so he had idiot cards made.
But generally, they don't use cue cards in the film work, do they? Or
No, I don't think so. No, very rarely.
you probably don't use them on your show either, do you?
Occasionally, Bob will appear to be reading the backs of other people's shoulders, and occasionally, if there's a long...
Yeah, very interested in the label of your suit.
Yeah.
And you did a character who was a silent film star. Is this Francis X. Tishman?
Tishman was on the Steve Allen Show.
Right.
That was sensational. In fact, that was written by Herb Sargent, who has asked me to say hello to his mother in San Diego. She lives on a battleship. I've got so many things that I'm supposed to say. You know, people must watch this show because you have no idea how many people have asked me. I have to mention...
It's not like we're here testing equipment, you know.
David Merck. You know, these people are really crazy about you.
Well, we like their work as well. Now, let's get on with Francis X. Tishman.
Well, they wrote this sketch. Herb Sargent. Did I mention his mother?
Yes, you did.
And Doug Wyman, and these are the guys that produced the Newhart Show, and they've begged me to mention their names and their mother's names.
All right.
He used to do the warm-up for Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, that's right.
I just found her brother told me that. Brother John told me.
Was that right? Yeah, that was a long time
and
ago.
he was very good in it. Oh, God, I wanted to get a clip
Now, listen.
of Mork and Mindy show so bad I would have paid to get a clip of you on the Mork and Mindy show as one of these latter-day evangelists.
There are no more copies of that. That's gone. That was in...
I could hold you up for the rest of your life.
That
with
went to the Iranians with the arms. That's gone. That was part of the deal.
You were immaculate.
Oh God,
in that.
no. Now let's talk about the old show. You, Don Knotts. Who else was on the
Louis Nye.
Louis Nye, yeah.
Steve Allen. Do you ever hear of Steve?
yeah,
Steve was very big on his show.
Still very big, and I'm a terrific fan of all he was ever doing. Now, did you guys make each other crazy? Was it fun? Was it a lot of hijinks and stuff?
No.
No.
And I was just teasing her. I said, I'm dying to say that. But somebody says, have you ever had anything funny happen to you in the business? And just say no.
Yeah.
One time, Louis and I got Don Knotts a girl for his birthday. And we all shared a dressing room, so we managed to see to it that after the bit we did, we all ran upstairs and pushed Don into the room and then locked the door, held it, so he couldn't get out.
So he's in there with a woman that you guys provided for him.
And Don was saying, "Hi, which is happy birthday to don't do that. Why? I have to change, and I have to go. Oh, no. He did have to change. He did have to do the next skit after the commercial, so he didn't have much time. And it was the weatherman, his famous weatherman.
Oh yeah.
He ends up with HELP on the board because he can't. And it was great success. And he came off flushed. It was all live in those days. So he was flushed, and it was great, and so forth. And we're there congratulating him, saying, God, it was great. Oh, it was wonderful. And he said, excuse me. So where are you going? He says, I'm going upstairs and finish. So I went, Don, we had no idea. We sent the girl home. She isn't there. And he said, that's okay. I'm going upstairs and finish anyway.
Yes, sir. He's handyman George Utley on the wildly successful Newhart.
God, I had something happen to me yesterday that you wouldn't believe, and I'm serious.
Yeah. Well, let me see. First of all, do we have time for this story or not? I'm sorry, you'll have to come back another time.
Do you want to look down my dress?
maybe a little later.
Have a quick.
Anyway, come back and tell us that story. You're going to be trouble now, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
If we kiss goodbye.
Now stop that. What is wrong with you?
No open mouth stuff.
No, we're not
again.
kissing anything. Here, shake my hand.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Our next guest has had quite a year. In June, this man walked away with the Borg Warner Trophy as the winner of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. And just a few weeks ago, he capped off the season by winning the IndyCar National Championship. Folks, please say hello to a very talented race car driver, Bobby Rahal. Bobby. Bobby, how you doing? Nice to see you.
No kisses.
No, don't kiss me. Have a seat.
What's all this white stuff?
It's just, I don't know. We've had kind of a messy evening, and welcome to the proceedings.
Thank you.
You really did have a terrific year, didn't you?
Super year.
How much money did you win?
Is anybody from the IRS in the audience?
Probably not here, no.
We won this year about $1.6 million.
And now, do you don't get to keep all of that,
Not
though,
all
do
of
you?
it, no.
Yeah, but that's divided up among the team and the car
The
owners
driver
and so
gets a certain percent, the mechanics get a certain percentage,
Yeah.
and the owner is the last guy who gets anything. So.
Well, that's the way it ought to be.
That's right.
How many races did you win during the season? There were, what, 18 on the year?
17 races, we won 6.
You won 6, including
Right.
the Indianapolis 500.
Right.
Is that the most you've ever won in a season?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And why is it that a one man and one team can dominate a season like that? What exactly was the difference this year?
Well, I think in part Beechwood aging has a lot to do with it. I was waiting for that all day long.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Now, that brings us to this. We might as well get right to this.
This is the
Now,
plug.
look at this. You're just like a walking billboard here.
That's right.
Here he is, Mr. Rahal in his driver's suit. Now, do you use all of these things?
Oh, definitely.
All of these products?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Valvoline, you use a lot of that?
In my car, not
in the car.
personally.
All right. Now, Indianapolis, you were running how fast were you going there?
In qualifying, we qualified at an average speed of 214 miles an hour.
Yeah. Now, does that make any sense to you? I mean, when you think about it...
If you really think about it, probably no.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
Now, try and describe to me and to anybody else, and I know there's no way you can put into words what that sensation is like.
Well, that's probably the most oft-asked question I get, and it's so hard to convey to people because of the sensation of speed. I think if you can imagine doing about 3 football fields in a second, that's how fast we're going. At 200 miles an hour, you cover 900 yards in a second, or 300 yards in a second, 900 feet. And amazingly, as you get going, your mind sort of telescopes everything, so it seems like everything's going
You mean
slowly.
everything still works? You're able to, your body calibrates to that kind of speed?
Definitely.
And what happens if you're going that fast and you have to suddenly stop the car? I mean, I mean seriously, if something...
You get religious all of a sudden.
I would think so, but I
there's
mean...
not much you can do.
But I mean, if you get on the brakes at going 200 miles an hour, what happens to you in the car?
Well, it's the cars have excellent brakes, and it'll stop. But at those speeds, it takes a long time for it to come to a halt. And of course, usually the only reason you're on the brakes is you're trying to avoid somebody, and so it gets busy then.
If you're going 200 miles an hour and you get on the brakes, are you automatically going to lose control of the car?
No, unless you really jumped on them and they lock the wheels up, which.
What about steering at 200 miles an hour? What happens there?
Well, when you're steering the car at 200, let's say Indianapolis.
First, of course, you signal, right?
Oh, definitely. Arm signal
right.
Luckily, at Indianapolis, it's all left.
It's all
so
left.
you can,
a series of...
none of this or none of that.
Do you dare move the wheel at that kind of speed?
You move it, but it's just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah. But the automobiles are much safer now than they've ever been, right?
No question about it. Everybody says, "Oh, isn't it dangerous?" And I've never considered it to be so. And I think, frankly, you take more risks walking around the streets of New York than you do than you do driving a race car.
That's certainly true. You know what? You could sell space, advertising space.
We go to the same dentist, I think, don't we?
Do you have